When my brother was diagnosed with leukemia, with chronic myeloid leukemia in 1983, the physicians told him that without a sibling donor, he would only have like 6 months to live. My parents and my brother didn't want to leave it at that, and my father found out that there was a database with volunteer donors in Great Britain at the Anthony Nolan Trust. And they were able to provide a donor for my brother, but unfortunately at that point there were no hospitals, no transplant facilities in Europe that actually had experience with unrelated transplants. Fortunately, my father found a transplant facility in Seattle, and there were many really nice and kind and generous people in this area and actually all over Germany that started collecting money for my brother so he could have his treatment. Patients all over Germany became aware that there was a chance, so they started contacting my parents and asking for help to help them find a donor. And with all the money that was collected for my brother, they were able to establish the foundation, which at that point helped patients to finance the travel to the United States. They helped find donors in the database, and my parents started to establish the first German unrelated stem cell donor registry.
I admired the Morsch family because they continued to support the development of unrelated transplantation and made public donor searches even after Stefan died. They pushed us tremendously to do unrelated transplants, but also to support them to get unrelated donors. That was essentially the start of unrelated donor centers in the 80s in Germany.
At that time, I wasn't really aware of the huge impact it had, but looking back at it, it was a huge impact. When finally someone that was told it doesn't work showed, yes, it does work.
Emil Morsch have set up meetings, bringing all transplanters together, bringing all typing people together to force them to collaborate, to set up a registry, to force them to make it cheaper, and also to set up these large donor centers and also centralized systems that you can access Germany from outside to have access to all donor centers.
We provide 600 stem cell transplants for patients in need worldwide every year. We help and support patients, we help and support their families, sometimes financially, sometimes just by listening or finding the right physician, finding a transplant facility. The foundation also still supports financial research, and the goal is to improve the outcome after transplant.
We have a long collaboration and long history of collaboration with the Stefan-Morsch-Stiftung. We do a lot of research in the treatment of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. We evaluate new immunotherapeutic approaches, such as the introduction of monoclonal antibodies against the leukemic cells. And the Stefan-Morsch-Stiftung has given us a grant to further do this and to introduce these new therapeutic approaches. We have made significant progress with these approaches and have also found new ways to treat patients with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
Over the years, more than 500,000 donors have been registered in the Stefan-Morsch Foundation, and currently there's 470,000 donors. We have several teams every day that are traveling throughout Germany and that are registering donors, and we also have the online registration. We go to schools. We will also go and attend blood drives, anything where we can actually attract young donors. We support our donors throughout the whole process. We want to be there for them as they are for the patients, so we're providing hotels. We will make reservations for travel, for flights, for train tickets. You name it, we'll try to make it happen.
Der Ablauf war, dass ich angeschrieben wurde von der Stefan-Morsch-Stiftung und dann kam der ganze Prozess halt ins Rollen, wo man dann die genauen Untersuchungen macht und auch immer eng mit der Stefan-Morsch-Stiftung in Verbindung ist und bei Fragen sich immer hierhin wenden konnte. Nach 2 Jahren konnte ich dann auch die Empfängerin kennenlernen und das war schon überwältigend, weil man hat so ein bisschen im Hinterkopf, dass jemand ganz schwer krank war und die Person quasi das überlebt hat, weil man selbst 1-2 Tage einen kleinen Aufwand betrieben hat.
Ich brauchte eine Stammzellentransplantation, weil meine Leukämie über die Chemotherapie nicht heilbar war. Ohne meinen Spender, wenn er es nicht gemacht hätte oder sich überhaupt nicht typisieren hätte lassen, ich wäre tot. Und dieses Bewusstsein, das ist schon hart. Und umso schöner ist es, dass es Menschen gibt, die das einfach machen. Weil was gibt es Schöneres, als einem Menschen das Leben zu retten?
Meine Empfängerin, die nennt mich jetzt zum Beispiel Bruder. Sie ist für mich wie eine kleine Schwester. Das schweißt unheimlich zusammen und man hat eigentlich generell dadurch ein sehr gutes und positives Lebensgefühl.
We will be there for patients, for their families. We will keep on supporting them. We will keep on fighting against leukemia. We will register donors. We will try to find donors for every recipient and to improve this already really successful network even more.